Welcome to my painting tutorial channel, Rashko Rajpandari. Have you ever looked at a painting and felt something even before you fully understood what you were seeing? Sometimes, the most powerful part of a painting isn't what's painted, it's what's left untouched. This is the magic of negative space. In the world of art, negative space refers to the areas around and between the subjects of a composition. At first glance, it may seem like nothing, just background or empty air. But in truth, it's one of the most essential elements of visual storytelling. It shapes the way we see, the way we feel, and the way we connect with a piece of art. Let's break it down. Imagine you're painting a single flower. Most people would focus on the petals, the stem, the details of the bloom. But now, pause. Look at the space around the flower, the gap between each petal, the air around the stem. That is your negative space, and it's just as important as the flower itself.
Why?
Because negative space gives form to the positive space. Without the empty areas, your subject wouldn't have definition or contrast. It would blend into the surroundings, lacking clarity and focus. But with carefully considered negative space, your subject stands out. It breathes. It becomes a part of something greater. Negative space creates balance. A painting filled with too many details, colors, and textures can feel overwhelming. But when there's space, real, intentional emptiness, the eye finds rest. The composition feels harmonious. There's rhythm. There's grace. Like the pause in music that makes the melody even sweeter. In Japanese art, especially in styles like sumi-e or Zen painting, negative space is revered. It's not just background, it is presence. It invites contemplation. It allows the viewer to slow down, to notice subtleties, to feel depth. This is where the power lies, the quiet strength. Negative space also directs attention. As artists, we are storytellers. Every brushstroke says something. And so does every space we leave untouched. When you surround a subject with open space, you draw the viewer's eye directly to it. You say, "This is important. Feel this." The more space you give, the louder that message becomes. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect of negative space is its ability to spark imagination. By leaving things unsaid, by leaving parts of the canvas open, you allow your viewers to step in. You invite them to complete the picture in their minds. That act of participation creates a bond between the artwork and the observer. It becomes personal, intimate, memorable. Let's take an example from everyday life. Think of a shadow cast by a chair in sunlight. That shadow, the dark shape on the floor, is just as telling as the chair itself. It speaks of light, of presence, of time. In the same way, negative space in a painting can tell stories that the painted subject alone cannot. And here's a practical insight for artists. Learning to see negative space improves your drawing skills. When you train your eye to notice not just the object but the shape of the space around it, your accuracy improves. Your lines become more confident. You begin to see the world in shapes and forms, not just outlines. That's when you start growing, not just as a painter, but as a visual thinker. So, how do you use negative space effectively? Start by observing. Look at the spaces between tree branches, the shapes made by overlapping leaves, the air between two figures in a composition. Sketch those spaces, not the objects themselves. Feel how those empty shapes hold the whole painting together. Use contrast. Use silence. Let your subject breathe. And most importantly, trust the emptiness. It's not a mistake. It's not a gap that needs to be filled. It's part of the art. Just as silence gives weight to music and pause gives power to speech, negative space gives strength to your painting. In the end, negative space is more than a compositional tool. It's a philosophy. It's a reminder that sometimes what we leave out matters just as much as what we put in. That emptiness is not a void, but a voice that whispers, gently but clearly, telling us, less can be more, space can be substance, and silence can be strength. So the next time you pick up your brush, don't just think about what you want to paint. Think about what you want to feel. Think about what you want your viewer to notice, to breathe in, to imagine. And let the negative space speak.